Well, it's officially 10 p.m. EST my time. Happy January 14th, you guys. I hope all is well, man, and thank you guys for joining the live show tonight. I am Kurt, and this is Kurt's Card Care Live. So thank you guys for being here tonight. I got a variety of things that I thought were cool that I wanted to work on tonight. And I'm happy that you guys are here. Hey, Denver, what's up, man? Jared, what's going on? Josh, good to see you. Good to see everybody, man. If I didn't say hi to you guys yet this year, Happy New Year. Hey, and you know what? With the amount of, new customers we've had, let me just introduce myself to you guys here. I'll get some light in here. I'm all set up for the card show here, but hey, I'm Kurt. Thanks, guys, for joining tonight. And it's excellent to see everybody, all right? So thank you guys for being here tonight. And I'll tell you what we got going on tonight. I try to always pick out something new, something old. And then, like, tonight, I got something Japanese, but I got Mario, all right? What's up, buddy?
It's Jake talking.
Yeah, it's cool.
Hope you have a great life. I love you so much.
Thanks, buddy. Good night.
Yeah, good night, love you.
One of my sons had to say goodnight to me. So, dad stuff this time of night. But here's what I got going on, you guys. I got some Mario cards from the 80s. One of my buddies, Ryan, sent these to me. So, Ryan, if you are watching tonight, man, thanks a lot. And also tonight, you guys, too, I want to try to be intentional as I can and read questions because I love being able to do, I love having a live gig. It's fun, I love you guys, too, man. It's fun. I think that, a lot of us, for so many years, we've been involved with cards because it's fun to buy them and trade them or sell them, grade them, all those fun things. But, as the older we get and the older our cards get, there's a lot of cool ones that are, make fun projects. So if you guys want to learn how to clean them up or work on little dents, tonight we'll work on some stains. I even got some new cards. Check this out. I got a card from eBay, and the seller did a good job, but looks like it got in the mail machine. So I got, stuff like that that's frustrating. If you guys like old cards, I got, 90s cards that, I've never even done anything with these. I've had them because I'm a pack rat and I keep stuff forever, thanks to my mother. But even my old 90s cards now get a bunch of weird little pock marks on them as years go by, So yeah, the seller did a good job. It was even in those cool boards, you know what I'm talking about? Seller did a good job. It was just the package was freaking jacked. And the card was I think $30 or $40. I mean, it wasn't $1, but it wasn't a lot. But I just thought it was cool. I like Pat Mahomes. But we're gonna be able to do a card care project on it now. I got it for a different reason. I just thought I liked the way it looked. And then it comes to me bent. And then I pulled it out one time and so far to look at it, and it looks like whatever machined it left a mark on it too. So just common stuff you guys will run into, and then you guys, I'm always, if you're a new watcher, I don't, things that will be permanent, on these projects, a lot of times creases, whether it's a new card, old card, a lot of times creases are difficult or sometimes more permanent, sometimes fixable in paper cards. We'll do some stuff like that tonight. I get a lot of pictures from you guys where it's chipped up paint around an edge. That stuff like that, you guys, is just unfortunate. You can't really fix anything like that. But stuff that's a little bit beat up or a little dinged up or a little dirty, chances are I got a plan for you, or whatever. But being that you guys are all here tonight, it's fun. We can just do it all live together. So let me flip this thing around, you guys, and we'll get started. And yeah, happy New Year. Thank you guys for being here. And we'll work on a variety of things tonight. So let's get started. So I'll give you guys a preview so you can kind of just, I value all of your time. So I just want to see if you guys run into any issues like this. Let me kind of break it down. So we're going to do, oh God, I had that light in my face. Good Lord, I can't even see. All right, so check this out. I have, you guys, my buddy Ryan sent me these. Now, you see these corners and edges? You guys might see a Mario card, but I see a lot of different cards in this. I see, it might sound crazy, you guys, with sports card collectors. I see parallels to Panini National Treasures, flawless thick cards, patch cards. There's so much you can learn from working on thick pieces of cardboard, okay? So I know it's a Japanese Mario card, but the skill set we're going to work on this, you can bring over to sports cards too. Okay. So check that out. We'll do that. And then I just love like, well, I was gonna say my age. Hey, welcome you guys to my birthday party because today is my birthday and I'm 44 years old today. And so Mario was a big part of my life growing up, just my age, you know. And so like anytime I see things like of Mario, I like it. And, you know, again, working on stains on a card is valuable on any paper card. You know, thank you guys. I appreciate the birthday wish. So that's fun, you know what I mean? So don't take card care so literal as like, oh, I don't collect Mario cards. Trust me, watch this stuff. You're going to pick up stuff. Like there's a lot of work that can be done right here on these types of things. Yeah, thanks guys. Yeah, I know, 44 years young today. How about that? I know. I feel like a couple years ago I was like in my 20s and then you blink and you're 44. You know, how about that? But then you guys check this out. So another thing, I know that we have tons of vintage lovers on here when it comes to vintage paper cards. This is one of those fixes that you're going to want to stick around and watch because this is one of those ones I'll do. And people will like in the comments be like, this is bullshit. This is fake. You know, like people that, not you guys, people that don't watch this stuff, but like the pictures will get a lot of attention and that people will like talk shit. So this is a good one because look, it's stuck. And you guys like, there's so many great sports cards that came in these packs that we still open to this day. And like you open this pack, you guys, there could be a Jerry Rice rookie. Jerry Rice is like, if you're not a big sports fan or a big sports collector, he's awesome, you know, great football player. And his rookie card's worth a lot of money. But if you get it like this, you might be like, shit, I'm screwed. No. We're going to work on that stuff tonight too. Okay. So paper stuff. So for my paper lovers, we're going to do those. We got paper stuff tonight. So I promise. I get yelled at by you guys if I don't do paper stuff. I know. I learned. I listen. I take requests. Like I said, I was a DJ for 20 years. I take requests. I know my audience. You know, so, and then you guys check this out. When I get these every day. Do you know that my family and staff, Denver absolutely did that? You know what they did? They bought me like more coffee than I'll ever know what to do with. So they know how to get to my heart. Buy me lots of coffee, and you know, I got the best crew. So like, check this out, you guys. That's just out of a pack, you know. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, man. But you see that out of a pack, and you're like, and then you try to wipe on this stuff with a microfiber, and it does nothing. So you'd be like, man, my Jordan card is screwed or whatever. No, if you see that, guys, we'll work on that. And then getting into this stuff, like. I absolutely love Barry Sanders, you guys. As a Detroiter, I love Barry. But what I want you to do is watch the circle light. If I can get it. It's kind of a... All right, you see in the... Come on, camera. All right, see it? There's a lot of scratches, you guys. I wanted to do a scratch demonstration. Look at Barry's face and helmet. I think you guys can see it, right? Like, when you see it like this, you can't tell. But when we get in the light, there's a lot of scratches on it. So I want to work on this because, like, can you guys believe that they made football cards that actually looked like this? Like, that's why I definitely, you know, was such a sucker for these because, like, how awesome is that? Like, that's a little piece of treasure in my mind. 95 Flair. Freaking awesome, isn't it? And you guys, this was like, so go back to not my time, 95. Like, there was not a lot of cool design like this, you know? Like, this was cutting edge, still is. It's beautiful. So I'll work on that. And then finally, my friends, I'll finish up our preview here, and then we'll get busy. Look at this. So that's tough, you know? And through my years of being like the dude that people send pictures to and we talk about card options or trying to fix them up, this is a common one, you guys. This is a common one. And look at, like, it's even hard to get this type of stuff out. I don't even know why I put it back in there. I think I put it in here to, like, make a point, but that was stupid. All right, so, like, obvious. Yeah, you're right, you guys. The Marvel stuff from the 90s, like, I just like stuff that looks cool. That was really always my mode of collecting. But I really like today's, like just you know, to sound like an old guy, I like the internet. You know, it taught me, like, I'll watch people tell you a story about this set or this player or the people that made them or this or that. And I'm like, holy shit, how do people know all this, you know? But then I'll get people to reach out to me and they're like, wow, I never knew you could clean up a card. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's no big deal. But, you know, you put us all together, we're kind of like Voltron, you know, the hobby's full of a lot of cool people. But yeah, you're right, Chris. Look at, so like you guys can, you know, you guys know how to use the circle light, right? So like when you have something that's not bent, so like you guys, this is a good card care tip that I would never think of. Like, look at, that's how you can tell something's flat. That's how I use my circle light. It's like a diffuser. That's kind of like what it's doing. You can see like a surface. So watch this. No circle, right? So like I can get circles somewhere on it, like over there. But as soon as I get it towards here, it's no more circle. So that's how, if you guys ever are noticing like how I'm always sitting here going, oh, it's bent or whatever, and you're like, what are you talking about? Like, it's because I'm not looking at Patrick Mahomes or anything. I'm watching that circle, or I watch that slash. Isn't that weird? I could put down a card, you guys, and you'd say, remember that Patrick Mahomes you worked on? And I would say, no. And you know why? Because a lot of times I don't even look at the damn player. I'm just focused on whatever. But here's what I was thinking about doing to this one. I think we got to heat press this card because it's not good. I can't. That sucks. That's not a good curve. I don't like that. But the good news is I didn't see, but you guys see how nasty that curve is? And it's like serial numbered. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a good one. So we'll heat press it. But I also want to try to get out, look at this. There's a freaking scratch on it too. See that thing? I don't know if that's fixable because I think it came in the mail like that. And then I got, I don't know if that's going to come out, man. That don't look good. But let's do it. You know what I mean? Yo, Mike, what's up, man? What's up to everybody? Thank you guys for being here tonight. Let's start with Pat Mahomes. Let's do it. I just had an overall really good day today, guys, and I just send all my best to everybody else. I hope that tonight is going well, and I just really appreciate all of you taking the time to be here tonight. So, like, here's my thought on this. I want to heat press this card and get it flat, but I don't want to heat press it with these scratches on here, so I'm going to try to get them off, and then I'm going to heat press it. That's what I was thinking. So, in order to perform or attempt to perform this feat, I'm going to use some cotton. I'm going to use some recovery scratch. You know what I'm going to do? It might even be able to something I can just remove with card polish. So let's just try that. I forgot. There's something else. So we got 3 spots. These are my damage spots. Look at that. That thing. So we got 1, 2. I don't like that one. The 3 is the worst. Let's give it a try. Here's what happens from a viewer's perspective, you guys. No matter what, we're going to learn something. We'll see if this stuff is like typical to remove or not, you know? So I'm going to start with my cleaning polish because sometimes this stuff can just be like like stuck on crap and I can wipe it off. So let's just start there. And yeah, I just got this card on eBay, and so if the seller is watching, you did a great job packaging it. It was terribly bent in the freaking mail. So I gave them great feedback. Okay, we're gonna take a look here in a second. Okay, so we had 3 spots. Let's see if we made any difference here. Got that one. So that was not 1 for 1. Nope. No, not a wipe, not something to wipe off there. Let's try a different approach. So that was, you guys, that was my card polish. I got like the sticky thing or whatever that thing was on the top. That's gone. That's good. But these look different. Let's try a different thing. When you guys are like on a hard, can you hear this? It's a plastic finish. I don't even know what is it called? A Phoenix? I just thought it looked cool. Yeah, I'm just like that. I'll see a design and I'm like, ooh, I like it. It's kind of 90s, kind of tribal looking. I need a chief, you know. It's a pretty kick-ass design in my opinion. But let's see if we can buff these scratches down. This is a plastic finish, you guys. It's built the same way as it's built the same way as a Prism card or a Topps Chrome card. And I'm going to show you guys, we're going to use, this is my scratch remover. It's called Recovery. And I'm just going to use a little, you only need this thing will last you for a lot of cards, okay? So just know you only need a little touch of it. And you can buff it on with your applicator or with a cotton circle. That's why I have both of them right here. And you guys, I go through these. That's a good question. Somebody asked me a question. I do go through a lot of these, but you know what? Fortunately, they are not very expensive. I get them on Amazon. I buy them in bulk. If you guys need anything, like if Michelle's on here, or, you know, Denver's always my homie. If anybody has another browser open, maybe drop the link if you guys don't mind. It's the products we love. I have a tab on my site. And if you guys need to order anything like that, I get them on Amazon. I'm just going to come in here, you guys, with my cotton, because that scratch up here looked honestly really bad. And I don't really know what I'm going to be able to do with it, but I'm going to try to get it out. So I'm just doing a little, when you go to a cotton, it just gives you more of like a grip on the surface area. And being that these cards are plastic, I'm just trying to smooth that injury out. And I'm not pushing very hard, you guys. I just will kind of go counterclockwise and then clockwise, counterclockwise and then clockwise. And if that surface damage is just superficial, I can usually buff them out. But there'll be times where I can't. I'm going to show you guys something. Like right now, oh man, you know it's a good night when even your wife is watching the live and wishing you a birthday. Ooh, I love you too, Brandy. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Don't distract me there, hot stuff. I don't want to mess up this Patrick Mahomes. I got all the guys over. Stay up late. I'm like making no progress on this. Let me show you guys something. This is where cards can be a real pain in the ass sometimes. Oh, actually, I lied. It's getting better. From that angle, it didn't look like I could, but you still see it, right? Still see that little sucker in there a little bit? Let's do another application. Okay, good. I thought it wasn't going to go away. I was getting a little ahead of myself. Let's just do a little bit more. Today is my birthday. Yes. Oh, thank you guys for always sharing your like great stories with me and the pictures and everything. And thank you guys for asking for help when you need it. You know what I mean? I think like having a company like mine is so fun because I get to work with people that talk about their card collections all the time. And usually that comes with like fun stories and, you just another reminder that there's no such thing as an ordinary person. You get to meet so many great people and, you get to do all this fun stuff together, you guys. So thank you for all of the great pictures. You guys, I have so many awesome ones that you guys have sent me that I save. And sincerely, I just like looking at them. It's fun to be able to create something and you see a bunch of people that enjoy doing it with you. All right, I did a good job on this. I'm ready to show you. I was like thinking to myself, that ain't going to go away. But I got to tell you guys something. The ones under his legs by his butt, man, not very good. I think those are too far in. So I can give you guys an example. Like, you see that, how I got that one that was through those diamonds, like down to like almost faded to nothing. Something just hit the surface real hard. But then that one, I can't get that line out. I went over that area a bunch. So just back off, you guys, when you get there. Like, because, you know, like what I spent 2 minutes going over that. We got that off. We got that one basically gone. And I got that little kind of like thing hanging in there. Just back off, you guys. I'd say it looks good. You know, it's just it. No, I wish somebody asked me if I'm getting rid of a dimple. No, I wish, man. That's just, those dimples are little pockets that are formed in there. You know what I mean? So, but I'm showing you guys how to get little scratches off. So, or, you know, and then showing you some stuff that just doesn't go all the way away. Like that kind of like abrasion right there. I try to show you guys the best I can because not only am I here to show you how to do this, you guys buy this stuff off me, you know, so I want to make sure I give you good, accurate descriptions, you know what I mean? So here's what I want to do, though, because this is, I don't like the bend on it. All right, so what I want to do, I was looking at a message. Sorry, guys, I get distracted. You know, sometimes I'm like my own producer and shooter and talent all in one over here. Yeah, Jack, hey, well, welcome back, Jack. Jack told me he reached out a couple years back. And hey, man, if you need a refresher, Jack, just like hit me up when I'm not on the air. And I can always give you like some ideas and pick up some cheap stuff, man. Like have fun, like work on base cards, get comfortable with it, and then you'll be awesome with it. So what I want to show you guys next is I'm just gonna, you hear that sound? That's my heat press. So here's what I'm gonna do, you guys. The Mahomes card, since it's wonky from the, here's what happened. If you guys are just joining, I got this in the mail and it was, the package was pretty messed up. The card, fortunately, we got all the mainly the problems off the surface, but it's still got a big kink to it. So what I want to do, I want to just press it with you guys together, okay? And being that it's like a plastic card and it's not going to really take in any moisture or anything like that, what we can do, you guys, is do a dry press. I don't need to add any card spray or anything to this, but I am going to use this little piece of parchment paper because check this out. It has a serial number on the back. And if I put my card mat right on the back of it, when I pull it off, it will pull that out. You know what I mean? So it will like, so just remember that, you guys, when you have serial numbers, just protect it with a little, you know, piece of parchment paper. And you guys can see, right, that clearly these pads are used. But when they're smooth on the other side, I don't have a problem with reusing them. I haven't pressed any weird spots into my cards. So let's do this. I'm going to do, let's just all go over here together. We'll make a field trip out of it. Welcome to the basement. Welcome to the card room. And I'm going to put our Mahomes in there. Logan, we got to go to the bathroom. Yeah, I'll show you guys what's going on. It's snowing at my house. So Logan, Mr. Husky Boy, wants to go outside. You got to go outside? Yeah. I think Brandy came and saved me. She came to the rescue. All right, so here's what I wanted to show you guys. So we got 165. I got it pressed. And let's see, it's 1024. I'll probably just take this out. I'll probably just take it out at 11 or whenever we're done. Because what will happen is we'll keep it in there. It will press it down nice, and it will hold it. And what I'll do, you guys, is I'll take... I'll just probably like at 11 or whatever, I'll kill the switch on there and it will just stay pressed and it will slowly cool off. And then when it slowly cools off, you know, I'll open it up tomorrow morning. And when I open it up tomorrow morning, it will be cool. It'll be totally flat and then you'll be good. All right. So I'll take some pictures. I took some before and after pictures of that one. And let me look over here, you guys. All right. I think we're caught up. Welcome everybody to the show tonight, and if it's your first time talking with me this year, Happy New Year, guys. And let's move along here. I got a variety. You know, I always like to pick out a few things. Let's do this one, you guys, like Lindsay Hunter. So I don't know. If only if you're a Pistons fan. Well, I know Lindsay played on a few teams, but if you're a Pistons fan, you definitely know, Lindsay. But just a quick one, you guys. Like, this right here looks worse than the Patrick Mahomes card that we just worked on. And look at this. Go figure. The back, and this is a 97-98 Fleer, like Skybox card, or Fleer Ultra. And none of the backs, in my experience or in my collection, ever get this crap on them. But yeah, dude, Lindsay's awesome. Like, when they won the championship in 2004, and I was there, one of the greatest nights ever. But Lindsay he's awesome. I love Lindsay Hunter. So what I want to do is show you how easy this is. If you run into film like this, and you're gonna, if you collect, and especially if you open up cards like this, you guys, here's what I want to do. I'm just going to use a little bit of card spray, and I have some already in a soaking tray over here, so let me just show you something. So instead of like spraying and all that stuff, check this one out. You guys will like this one. This is from the pack, you guys. I opened up these packs, and they were like this. So watch this, though. You run into this crap, card spray on a cotton. These were the packs I bought, and I had tons of them stuck together, and I had to use a humidor to like unstick these packs, and it was a freaking nightmare, but I salvaged a ton of them. But that crap that we just wiped off is on like all of them. So look, there we go. Look, you can see me now. So don't scratch at that crap. Don't use a dry microfiber. Anytime you see that white crap, just use card spray first. Anytime you see stuff on the surface like that, card spray first, all right? So looks nice, right? So that is a good one. Now that we got this one sitting out, you guys, and I got my scratch removal stuff, I want to see if we can do any scratch removal on Barry Sanders. And let me see if I can get some light for you guys. Like, because this is where, let me try to explain something. It's, and thank you guys for always asking me questions and being like hands-on, because I'm happy that you guys like to, and if you just like to watch me work on stuff, that's fun too, and I appreciate you watching. But I'm going to go out and bet that most people watching this are collectors that like to work on their collections. And I get asked a lot, I get pictures sent to me a lot, like, hey, is this fixable? Is this fixable? It's kind of hard because it's usually a picture, you know what I mean? So like, awesome that you're on the live show, because like for scratch removal, sometimes you got to like really focus and look at it and see if you're dealing with a scratch or like an impression. Because if you got like something that pressed into a card, there's no scratch to be removed. It's just like a valley. But if you got little swirls and little scratches on the uppermost top coat, think about it, top of the card, and these plastic cards, you can buff them out awesome. So I want you guys to watch this, all right? So let's look at this. There's no sort of giant like lines going across this, but watch Barry's helmet and watch Barry's face and eyes. Do you see, you guys, the hundreds of scratches on him? That's what I'm trying to show you. And then in the helmet, and then like Barry's jersey looks decent there, but I'm trying to, let's try this way. There we go. That is what I want you guys to see. All those scratches north and south. And then, unfortunately, like the helmet, everything's just like littered with them. But that's the type of stuff, you guys, that I feel confident going after with like a scratch remover, like recovery, because a couple reasons. I got a nice plastic finish on here. The card is not, there's no sort of paint scratched or foil scratched. We're dealing with this plastic, nice premium finish. And chances are we can buff it up real nice. So like, let's do the same thing again. Let's do recovery scratch remover. This right here. Put a little That's going to be plenty. All right. And then, hey, River Warrior, last week was the Ancient Mew. You're a week late. But fortunately, I have it all recorded on and saved on here on Instagram and on YouTube. And the Mew had some sweet progress. And it's available, man, so you can watch it. But watch this one right now, and then watch the Mew later, or do whatever you want. But yes, I have that. So you guys will see, I'm just kind of like working these areas just to kind of get my solution over there. But being that this is a sports card and not a Pokemon card, I don't use this on TCG. I only use this because you don't want to go too hard. But I'm going to use this now. And it's almost like, you guys, the more you get used to recovery, the sound of it, you'll know it's working. When you can hear it a lot, you know you got a real rough surface. When I started with that, it was like, and now I can barely hear it. So like now let's rotate it. These guys Flare, one of my favorite lines of cards ever. They have a nice plastic finish, but it's not a super, super rigid hard, okay? So you don't need to push hard or anything like that. You just get base cards, you guys. Here's the thing. Buy base cards. Have fun. Don't put pressure on yourself. Working on your cards is fun, and don't test out stuff on your valuable stuff, or you'll have a heart attack and you'll never want to work on a card ever again. And then you'll miss out on like tons of cool stuff you could do. So start simple. That's my public service announcement. All right, let's get in here. I can tell you guys this, it's already looking really good, but look at this. I'm still seeing a couple scratches. So let me just, since you guys are here on the live, this is awesome because I don't have to edit this a million times. I can show you what it looks like after one pass. So check this out. It's still got some scratches in there, don't we? See the lion helmet? You can see it better now. Now that I got a lot of those light scratches out, you can see the main ones. We got some in the helmet. I got a little dimple by Barry's eye, but that's a different process. All right, we're getting there. And let's see the helmet here. That one's good. We're doing a good job on that. Let's do it again. So that was one pass, okay? Let's do it again. Yeah, the Ancient Mew, you guys. Thanks for asking about it. It was a card I did last week. I like to buy, I have a whole stack of PSA 5 graded Pokemon cards. And I always like finding mid-grade cards that look good and popping them open and just seeing like what constitutes a 5 or whatever. And I didn't do one tonight because I got a ton of them. Trust me, I got more. We'll do more. But I popped out the Ancient Mew last week, and it just had a roughed up edge. And it wasn't a hard process, but I had to add moisture to the edge and heat press the card 3 times to get this edge back in shape. It worked. It works really good. Okay, now we're making some more progress here, you guys. This is looking good. I'm going to pick it up for you in a second, but I just want to do one more little spot over here the best I can. And then we'll jump on some paper stuff, all right? This scratch in the lion logo is real big. And I don't want to, it might be too deep to get to the bottom of, but I just want to go over a couple more rotations. You could probably sit here and do this to a flare card, you guys, for a while. So, I mean, if you're getting close to eliminating a light scratch like that, feel free to keep on going. Just do like one application at a time and then come take a look, okay? Just you always want to those are the worst scratches I had on the card, right in the lion. Let's look at the Barry's face, though. I would say, you guys, Sat here for probably about 10 more minutes. You could probably get that a little lighter. And that one's looking good. So does that help you guys seeing like a demonstration like that? If you got those little light scratches, it'll get those swirl marks out like pretty quickly. But then if you're left with some like real sharp things like that, you know, maybe just do a couple more applications. But is there some on the neck too, Denver? Yeah. So you guys, this is a card that I love. So I will, to give you kind of like a forecast, I'm definitely going to sit and probably just do some more touch-ups on it. You know, I'm like real meticulous with stuff like that, but I wanted to show you guys like lifting most of those light scratches off it here tonight because it's a cool card to look at. So yes, that's kind of a good example of you guys stuff that will stick around a little bit, and that might not ever go away, but just a good kind of comparison. All right, so now let's get to some of this stuff. You guys, I love working on paper cards and like edges and corners and things like this. So like, if you guys haven't been here from the beginning, what I was saying is don't look at this as, you can look at this two ways. If you own these cool little Japanese Mario cards, well, you can say, cool, I get to see how to work on my little Japanese Mario cards. And if you don't, this is going to be stuff that you can use that I'm going to do right here on corners and edges of all sports cards. Think about your thicker cards, like, you know, patch cards, things like that. It's really good to know how to work on thicker cardboard, and I just really like these. And my buddy Ryan sent me these as a gift in the mail, saying, hey, you got to have these, man. These are cool. He kind of collects unique, kind of offbeat stuff, and was talking about how just people like enjoy these, and they're kind of like coming up. So thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you, man. But let's do something. So we're going to put that there. But before we do that, you guys, let's bring over this, because this right here, you guys, is something that, you know, can look, when you look at this, you could be like, no possible way will anything like this ever get better. But a lot of the times you can. And you look at it and go, what the heck happened here? And it's the sugar and all the oils and everything from the gum from, you know, just being stuck on there for so many years now. And if you're like me and you like to open up old packs, like old wax packs, you better be able to know how to do card care, because you're going to run into this like literally every single pack, okay? So let me just show you how to take care of that, and we'll just do a little multitasking, all right? So this right here, you guys, is just a little bath of card spray. That's that right there. And you guys, the only way I know how to get all this stainage and all this crap out of there is hands-free. You know, don't try to pick at this or whatever. Just do that. Just put it in here. So let's do that. And then we'll naturally just soak this stuff off, all right? Yeah, dude, Blaine, when it comes to the 32 Ruth, I got 2 of those, dude. And the last 2 that I picked up, I could not get the glue on the back, man, would not come off. I bought 2 of them. They're like $500 a piece. And I'm thinking, oh man, I'm going to get this glue off. I have got the glue off a Sonella card multiple times. And then the last 2 I got, sure enough, man, no dice. I couldn't get that stuff off. You know what, Mike? I didn't put this in the hot tub because I've been pretty good at, right now, you guys, my office is 75 degrees and 44% humidity. It's actually freaking warm in here tonight. So when it's in the 60s, I always like to tune this thing up a little bit. But right now, it's fine. And usually gum will just break down. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know. I couldn't get, it's like, but you know what, you guys, like anytime you see like projects that are like glued into a scrapbook, they're always fun to try. But sometimes, man, that glue just won't break down. So here's what I want to do. I want to fix these edges and corners. And when you guys see stuff like this, usually a little bit of card spray and card tool is really like a pretty helpful, like, you know, method for stuff like this. So let me show you guys something, because a lot of times, like, especially if, and also you guys, if you collect stuff like this, like figures and toys. Now, if you got some Biggie toys or some White Stripes toys, those are pretty cool. But like, it's like the toy paper, you know, it's, if you like anything that's cardboard, you got to kind of be able to make corrections like this. So let me just show you what we're going to do here. we'll just use this. We'll use some card spray. And what I'm gonna do is get a detail Q-tip. We'll get one of these and just saturate it. I did, I think, 2 or 3 sprays of card spray there, you guys. That will typically saturate it. And let's pick a spot. Let's just do this part first, okay? So what I'll typically do is just go in and dampen the area. I'll put a sleeve over it. I want to get my little card tool, you guys, because it helps to have a little bit of a push on it, you know, just because really what I'm doing here is I really like to kind of remind everybody, like, what I'm doing right now is getting the cardboard a little bit damp and sculpting it. That's all I'm gonna do. And when we do it right, it comes out looking really good, you know. And you don't need a lot of card spray for this. You just need to make it a little damp. Hang with me, guys. I'll pick it up here in a second. Yeah, good question, Miguel. Miguel said, hey, what do you do with the card spray after you do a soak? Do you pitch it? Yeah, yep. But like, you know, I'll be selective about how I use my card spray, Miguel, because like I will use it sparingly like I'm doing right now. When it comes to like going around these corners and edges and stuff like that, because you don't really need a ton of it. You can just use like a little bit. But if you need to soak a full card, it's probably because it's like filthy, dirty, or gross. And if that's the case, just I'm trying to get a look at something here. You wouldn't want to use it again, because if you used it again, man, you could pass on like some growiness to the next card, and the last thing you want to do is grow mold or anything like that. You know, that'd be a fail. So check this out, you guys. Like that's what I was looking for, a before picture. Okay, so like let me show you what we just did in a quick amount of time. So like we started with this. Okay, so like that's where we started just a sec ago. And then, and I know it's drying right now, it's gonna take a second, but like look how nicely we've already shaped it up. You know, and you just need to do little strategic little touches with spray in there. And then just use your card tool to sculpt the edge. And remember, it's a little bit wet and damp, so you don't need to push real hard. It will do what you want it to do. And we'll waft it off a little bit. This little wafting thing, you guys, I'm doing right here. This is a little silly little technique, I know, but like I do this all the time when I open up cards to try to just get that, always drying off that surface the best I can. All right, so now you guys, let me flip it over, and I want to get that stain out of there. And I think the best way you can get stains out is really by going in there and get the area a little bit wet again, and then drying it properly. So let's see if we can eliminate this. And you guys, if anybody's hitting me up with a question, I'll answer as soon as I can. I just got to look down for this part. I might have to just give this one a semi-soak, you guys, which means just hold it. But what I want to do is I want to get this corner fairly damp. So in order to get that stain out, you guys, I think I'm gonna have to soak that corner stain out. But this is a cool thing to watch because I'm not gonna soak the whole card. I'm gonna get these corners fairly wet, and I'm gonna teach you guys how to dry it without getting like a big, with getting that out of there and not leaving another big stain. So let me do this. After you guys work on corners or edges, anytime that you guys work on corners or edges on a paper card, this is important. This is one of those things where I just don't want to skip over it. If I let this card dry like this, hold on, I'm back here at the work table. I'm just getting these. Now, if I am back here, or if I just got these corners wet like this and let it sit, they're going to dry, and then you're going to see a tide line in there. So what I would need to do is throttle down the drying time. So I need to get this, I got to try to pull this stain out of there. So the only way I can get that out of there is by getting it damp. Here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. But I got to get this thing wet and then pull it out while it's drying, okay? So the best way I can kind of like prepare myself for that is doing this. We're going to put a drying pad on the top, and when I do this, it's going to slow down the drying process, and it's going to also allow that corner to stay wet longer, and when it dries, it will pull that stain out, theoretically and through experience. But every little card is different, right? So like let's lock this one up. I'll have to report back on this one, but I will do a before and after because it's a really cool looking before and after. The edges are super mangled and beat up. And like, we'll just do another round on this one too, you guys, now that I got it out. But like, get cards in your collection or whatever that are beat up like this, you guys, and practice your skills on these, because these will be the cards that will teach you how to be like really effective when it comes to like working on vintage baseball card corners, or I get a Michael Jordan card stickers, or Michael Jordan Fleer 57 cards sent to me every day going, man, I got a wrinkle or I got a dent. What should I do? I'm like, get practicing. Don't start on that thing. You know what I mean? You're gonna give yourself a seizure doing that. So don't mess with that. But like, you get comfortable touching stuff like this, you'll be good. Yo, what's going on, you guys? Yeah, exactly. Wizard of Cards. Like, you're asking if I ever get a stain on like on a corner, like a little tide line. Yeah, you joined at a great time, dude, because I'm trying to teach how to avoid those, because you can get cards fairly wet, but you can't let them dry all weird, because if you do, you let them dry like out in the open, you'll always get those weird lines. So when you're working on them like this, you guys, and you can just like, sculpt them and get them in good shape, you just got to control the drying process and you'll be fine. I'm just going to get all of these spots like where I'm trying to work on this thing a little bit damp, and then we'll just give it a little press, and I'm just going to work on the perimeter of it too. And then we're going to go back over here and we're going to work on the gum card, and we're going to dry that, okay? And you guys, the card tool. What I'm going to do, what you're seeing me do, and if you're like, what are you doing? I am gently going over the perimeter of the card, the white perimeter, like that's my racetrack. I'm just going to stick to that because that's the part that's all chewed up and beat up. We got it damp, well, got it wet, and we're going to shape it up, and then we're going to let it dry nicely, and it will cure nice, and it will look good. Well, it'll look a lot better than what we started with. And my big goal, man, is that you guys this inspires you to go work on some old stuff like this, man. It's super fun. Hey, Rich, it looks like you're looking for some help, like diagnosing a card. You could always send me a picture, man. I could always tell you if it's like something that like would have a future. I mean, I definitely can't say like I know everything, but I mean, I've worked on a lot of them, so I could always give you some advice, man. My pleasure. And if it's something fixable, I could always tell you how to do it, or, I can always help in that capacity. Okay. So, you guys, let's jump over to our gum project. But you get what I'm doing, right? We're just going to, see, don't do what I just did right there. I just touched the soft edge with my finger and bent it all back. Okay. Now we're back in the ball game. But you see how we just went around the perimeter, guys, and tightened everything up? And when it dries, it's going to look good. So I got to lock this one up too. So don't let it, if I let this thing sit on my desk like that, it's going to dry like that. But watch this. We put it between our pads and lock it up for the night. We won't get any sort of, any of those spots, all right? All right, you guys, don't go away. I'm just clipping stuff up back here. And then I want to get the rest of that gum off the card. Hoping we can do that. And I think you guys our heat press project has probably been pressed long enough. I'll turn it off. I just turned the heat press off. That was at least 20 plus minutes. It's 10:50, right? So it's been a while. We're good. All right. So now, you guys, let's get to our last little demo here for the night, if that's cool with you guys. And thanks, you guys, for being such a great group of people to hang out with, man. I appreciate y'all. And let's hope this gum comes off without ripping the card. All right, let's focus here. You know what I want? My little dental tool. Where's my tool? This. All right. Here goes nothing. Let's see if it was in there long enough. And it's still stuck, man. Come on. Well, we're getting this thing off one way or the other. So I don't want to tug it. I want to try to get under it with a sleeve and kind of like saw it out of there. You guys see what I'm doing? I'm using a penny sleeve. It's stuck at this final end. This thing is so on there. All right, so you know what I want to do, my friends? That's exactly right, like dental floss. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Because usually gum comes off by now. So it's not. So let's figure something else out. All right, here's my little gum saw. Man, it's right on this corner. It is so stuck. Come on, gum. And I know you guys are probably to the point you're like, who cares? Just yank it off. But it's the best when you don't have to cause any damage, you know what I mean? It is so... Here's what we gotta do. Let's break this thing down a little bit. You know what we gotta do? Let's get this thing out of the way. Let's think smarter, not harder, right? This thing is being quite difficult, you guys, but this is what I got it down to, this like little area. Smashing it technique looks good. Let's see if that can take us to the promised land. I'm gonna get smaller here, you guys. Now we're gonna change it up to a needle. I learned this from watching years of the Discovery Channel. Watching those dudes get dinosaur bones out of the ground. They'll keep on getting smaller. Those guys will get out the best tools you ever seen. Well, this is what the fun part of the live show, right? Man, this thing is severe. You guys picked a good show to watch, man. Like this is the hardest piece of little gum nodule I've ever been after. So let's see if we can do it all. I'm literally, you guys, breaking this thing apart. Please don't ruin the paper after all that. Dude, I got it down to this. Here we go. I'm getting this done before we hang up tonight. That's what I'm doing. That's the one hard part, you guys. I got it down to that little thing right there. You know, yeah, see, DK tells me, hey, just let it soak. Yeah, man, this thing's been in here for like, what, how long? It's been in here a while. Look at this. I keep breaking this thing down, man. We're getting somewhere. I tell you guys, it's rare for gum to hold on like that. I swear. But you know, I'll try to save it the best I can. But I want to get this thing out of here. Hey, there we go. I got a little. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Longest gum removal ever, but you guys witnessed it. There you go. We'll see how awesome of a job we did. Hopefully minimal to next to no paper loss would be the goal, of course, you know. But look at, whew, that's dirty. Yeah, I roughed it up a little bit. But when it dries, it's going to look good. So look at there's my little lost piece of paper. Here after all that, I got this little bit of damage. There was my little bit of paper lost, stuck to that glue. Sugar can be hard, you guys. You see that? Like, because if you guys are regulars or been around my show a while, sometimes you'll see glue come off so easy. You know what I mean? And this one was kind of, not really. Ugh, what a gross mess. All right. Yes, you guys, we can open up the heat press. We'll see if that Pat Mahomes card laid flat in that amount of time. But before we do that, I want to finish this one off. All right, we need pads and plates and a chamois and all that stuff. All right, let's take a look at that madness. What a process. Now, if you guys were at home and you weren't watching me doing this, let it sit for longer. But I didn't want to let it sit for longer. Okay, let's dry this thing off the best we can right now. And while I'm doing this, you guys, if you're just joining us and you're like, who the heck's this guy? What's up with this card? I was making a demonstration about how to get gum damage, gum stains, the piece of actual gum off the back of the card. I'll give you guys a quick preview. So, like, you see that's where we started with this thing? You know, real heavy, right? Real gross, real bad. And then, I know it's wet right now, you guys, but check this out. All of that nastiness has been soaked away and it's gone. So, like, watch the light. It's all out of there. So it's real remarkable. It's like a really cool before and after. And then that was the damage I did. That gum wouldn't come all the way off the back. So I got a little bit of a damage on there. Now, if this was at home and this was your card, you could keep it in the card spray longer and just keep on touching at it and hoping that it just like lets go. And if it doesn't, you're going to have to make a decision if you're going to want to pull it out with some piece of gum hanging off the back to it, or just got to give it the old yankaroo, you know. But I think that most of the time you'll get a nice, you know, turnaround with stuff like that. But gum does have a lot of sugar in it, of course, and it's oily and it's got dyes and crap in it, and it clings. Oh, sorry guys, I'm over here grabbing some clips. Let me turn this thing around. All right, so I see Rich asking a question. Rich, yeah, I can answer that for you. I've been submitting cards to grading some companies for probably 20 years, and if you're not cleaning your cards, you're not getting the highest scores possible. I'll tell you that. Everybody on this phone call will tell you the same thing. So there's no secret, you know. And guess what? Here's another thing. Cleaning up your cards is responsible and cool, and don't let grading services be your grading like headquarters or your beaconing light. You know, they pick out a number real quick and sell you an expensive piece of plastic, which is a cool gig. I like them, but absolutely clean your cards. You know what I mean? Come on, what are we talking about here? You're sitting there looking at your cards and booger falls out of your nose and falls on your card. You're gonna wipe it off? Of course you are. Why wouldn't you wipe it off 5 years later? You know what I mean? What's the logic in that? So like, and then you guys, if you're new to watching my stuff, everything that I make here, you know, is, believe it or not, I make it for paper and plastic, and I make it for cards. So that's why it doesn't stay on there. That's why it always evaporates. That's why because I don't ever want to alter any cards. That ain't fun. There's no challenge in that. That's stupid, you know. But cleaning cards all day long, getting dents out of cards, pulling a piece of old gum off, do that all day long. All right. So that's all I got to say about that. So, you know, if you guys haven't been around before grading companies existed, these companies were very hard to even gain momentum. But now, you know, it's kind of, a lot of collectors look to grading services as like the, you know, what do they say? You know what I mean? Dude, take care of your stuff. That's what you should be saying. This hobby ain't getting any cheaper, you know? And I don't think the grading services or the manufacturers actually have their customers in mind when they're doing their job. So take care of your stuff, my friends. It's fun and it's a cool skill. All right. So I will show you guys. Let's look at the Pat Mahomes. I'll see if it is cool enough to open. Or you guys, I had to heat press this card because I got it in the mail and it was bent. All right. So typically, you guys, I will hold a card overnight in a heat press just to just to make sure it's nice and cool. But but it's not. It's still warm, but what the hell? I can always heat press it again if I want. Let's take a look. You guys, the gold Charizards, I get pictures shown to me every day of those with the all the damage around the neck area, and it was there's like a damage around these gold Charizards. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But let me show you guys. We'll see if we got this card flat in that amount of time we pressed it. I put this over the back because it's serial numbered. Oh, it's flat. Check this out. So look at. Isn't that cool? And if you guys were watching from the beginning, this thing was not flat. And look, I still got my serial numbers in there because I put this on there because I didn't want the foil to come out. There we go. What do we think? Yep, it's flat. I'd say that's about as good as I can get it in about that amount of time we had, you guys. Cool? I'd say pretty good. All right. You guys, thanks for watching. And I hope that some of the stuff that I hit on tonight, proves helpful for you guys when you're working on your collection. And you guys, if I missed any questions tonight, I'm going to come and take a quick look real quick. If I missed anything, you guys feel free to hit me up. I'd say all of you guys have given me, a very, very cool job that I totally love. So if I can help you out with any questions, whatever, let me know. And tonight was fun. I think that, we made some progress here, and I'm happy about this one. You know what I'm going to tell you guys one thing? I don't need to do it right this second. But after you get done heat pressing a card, I would also polish the front again. Okay? I would polish the front again. But look, we got that nice and flat. That makes me happy. Cool. All right. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. Thanks for coming to my birthday party. I wouldn't have it any other way. That was my couple of my friends were like the couple friends I talked to like you gonna do anything fun for your birthday? I said I get to do a live show tonight, and they're like, yeah, typical. That'd be your favorite thing, and I'm like, yep. I get to have all my card buddies over, and I got Mario cards, I got Barry Sanders cards, I got Patrick Mahomes. You guys know we get to geek out on this. It's our special club, and I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you guys. I'm gonna go, figure out something else fun to do before my birthday's over. I got 42 minutes to go. So happy 2026, and you guys, thanks for being the best. I appreciate you guys. Take good care of your cards. I'll see you next Wednesday night. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care.